Do not call the Netherlands Holland. When discussing the low-lying country, many people are unsure whether to use the Netherlands or Holland. To clarify, the Netherlands is divided into 12 provinces, and Holland is comprised of 2 provinces, North Holland, Noord-Holland, and South Holland, Zuid-Holland. Historically, Holland was the region that provided the most to the Dutch kingdom's economy and riches, thus it became a frequent moniker to refer to the entire nation, albeit erroneously. That was until January 2020, when the Dutch government formally dropped the term Holland in favor of the Netherlands, in an attempt to improve the country's worldwide image. I'm relieved that we were able to resolve the issue. 2. The Netherlands is home to Europe's densest population. According to United Nations figures, the Netherlands' total population in August 2020 was 17,140,098 people. With a total surface area of 33,720 square kilometers and a population density of 508 people per square kilometer, the nation has a population density of 508 people per square kilometer. As a result, the Netherlands is the most densely inhabited country in the EU, as well as one of the world's most densely populated countries. Surprisingly, metropolitan regions are home to 92.5% of the population. The Randstad, an agglomeration comprising the cities of Amsterdam, Rotterdam, The Hague, and Utrecht, is home to more than 40% of the country's population. 3. The Netherlands is Europe's slowest-lying country. Okay, given that the word the Netherlands literally translates to lower countries, this fact may not come as a surprise. Nonetheless, it's mind-boggling to consider that more than a quarter of the Netherlands, 26%, lies below sea level. Furthermore, 60% of the population now lives 5 meters below sea level. The highest point in the nation is 322.5 meters above sea level on a hill near Valserberg, South Limburg. Zuidplaspolder, at 7 meters below sea level, is the lowest point. Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam is likewise 5 meters below sea level. Fortunately for residents of the Netherlands, the Dutch have a sophisticated system of windmills, pumping stations, polders, and dikes in place to keep the land dry. 4. The Netherlands is the world's 6th happiest country. According to the 2020 World Happiness Report, the Netherlands is the world's 6th happiest country. The yearly report rates 156 nations based on characteristics such as life expectancy, freedom, trust, corruption, and social assistance. And it appears that the cheerful Dutch have a lot to be thankful for since they scored high on social and institutional trust, as well as social connectedness. Surprisingly, the country also outperforms its neighbors, Germany, 17th, and Belgium, 18th, 20th. Only Finland, Denmark, Switzerland, Iceland, and Norway, according to the research, are happier countries. Now there's a reason to be cheerful. 5. The Dutch have the best diet in the world. In addition to being one of the happiest countries on the globe, the Dutch also have one of the healthiest diets and nutrition. They are ranked first in the Oxfam Food Index of 125 nations for having the most plentiful, nutritious, healthful, and inexpensive food, ahead of France and Switzerland. Despite the country's desire for some fairly wicked Dutch snack foods, it appears that inhabitants are very excellent at eating their greens. That makes sense, given that the Netherlands is the world's 2nd largest vegetable exporter. That said, a plate of bitterballen every now and then shouldn't hurt, right? 6. The Netherlands is the most physically active country in Europe. The Dutch are not only the healthiest and happiest people in Europe, but they are also the most physically active. According to the Eurobarometer, 56% of Dutch citizens participate in sports every week, compared to 40% across Europe. This is due in large part to the excellent infrastructure in place across the country, which allows people to walk and cycle for business or pleasure. The Netherlands' notoriously flat terrain has 20,000 kilometers of Wiesbaden bicycle lanes, making riding a very enjoyable pastime. Who can blame them, with so many lovely Dutch bike routes to pick from? 7. The Dutch developed the world's first stock exchange. Here's something you might not know about the Netherlands. Surprisingly, Dutch politicians and merchants created the world's first stock market in 1602. This was done to help support the Dutch East India Company's long-distance trading expeditions out of the Netherlands. In the same year, the Amsterdam Stock Exchange was founded, and many believe it to be the world's earliest modern exchange. The Dutch were also the first to introduce fair trade certification in the 1980s, with the Max Havelaar certificate. You did a great job, Netherlands. 8. In the Netherlands, there are more bicycles than people. Yes, it is correct. There are more than 22 million bicycles in the country, but only 17 million people. This includes the ingenious, though not always attractive, bake Fiats, which combine a bike with a big container at the front to transport children, dogs, and groceries. According to some statistics, the Dutch ride an average of 2.9 kilometers per day and utilize bicycles for more than a quarter of all journeys. This compared to only 2% in the United Kingdom. Others claim that the average Dutch individual bikes 1,000 kilometers per year and 250 to 300 trips. The disadvantage of having so many bikes is that theft is quite prevalent, especially in Amsterdam, where it is the most common crime. Every year, over 100,000 bikes are reported stolen in the Netherlands, so be cautious where you put your wheels. 9. The Netherlands boasts the world's highest level of English proficiency. Are you planning to relocate to the Netherlands but don't know a word of Dutch? Then you're in luck, since this intelligent nation speaks English better than any other non-native country. The Dutch are top of the class in English, according to the English Proficiency Index, narrowly defeating Denmark and Sweden. Between 90 and 93% of the population speaks English as a second language. As if that wasn't remarkable enough, around 94% of Dutch individuals can speak 2 languages, which is far more than the EU average of 54%. In the meanwhile, there's no harm in brushing up on your Dutch. 10. 1/5 of the Dutch population is foreign-born. If you love living in a multicultural culture, you will fit in perfectly in the Netherlands. Moreover, 3 million of the country's population are non-Dutch, accounting for about 1 in every 5 individuals. Furthermore, non-Western immigrants account for more than half of the country's immigrants, 1.7 million. They are primarily from Turkey, Suriname, Morocco, the Antilles, and Aruba. This multicultural mix is most noticeable in Amsterdam and Rotterdam, where about 1/3 of the population is of non-Western ancestry. Because of this cultural variety, you will find numerous delectable ethnic cuisines in major Dutch cities. 11. There is just one official language in the Netherlands. Although English is spoken by the majority of the people, Dutch is the single official language of the Netherlands. Frisian, which is also an official language in the northern province of Friesland, is said to be spoken by less than 400,000 people. As a result, significantly more Dutch people speak English than Frisian. Limburgish, Dutch Low Saxon, and Gronings are also minority languages, albeit they are frequently heard mainly across the Dutch-German border, where they are part of a shared Dutch-German dialect continuum. Dutch Sign Language, Nederlandse Gebaar en Taal, NGT, is spoken by around 15,000 individuals. 12. The Dutch are, in fact, the world's tallest people. Yes, the rumors are true. The Dutch are the world's tallest people, standing at 175.62 centimeters on average. Dutch males are also the tallest in the world, with an average height of 182.53 centimeters. If you are single and looking for a tall, not so dark, and beautiful man in the Netherlands, this is great news. According to some experts, environmental variables such as minimal socio-economic inequality, free healthcare, and substantial dairy intake all have a role. So, if you want to grow a few inches taller, you should go to the Dutch cheese markets. 13. The Netherlands has almost 1,000 windmills. In the Netherlands, there are approximately 1,000 windmills, many of which are available to the public all year. Some windmills, such as the 19 at the Kinderdijk UNESCO World Heritage Site, are still utilized to drain land water. Others, like Molen de Valk in Leiden, are used to grind grain into flour. This windmill, like many others in the Netherlands, has a museum and welcomes visitors to go inside and learn about its history. Only a few windmills remain in commercial operation throughout the nation, but they are definitely worth a visit if you have the chance. 14. Each year, the Dutch make around 6 million souvenir clogs. There are few things more iconically Dutch than a pair of wooden clogs. Since medieval times, the Dutch have worn these rough shoes, or klompen, to protect their feet when undertaking hard labor. These clunky shoes were excellent since they are strong, waterproof, and simple to clean. Although you may still find them in fields in rural regions of the Netherlands, they are mostly marketed as tourist trinkets these days. And, with 6 million made each year, you won't have any problem finding your size, that is if you're brave enough to wear them. 15. Tulips are not indigenous to the Netherlands. This information may surprise you since, believe it or not, the emblematic flower of the Netherlands, the tulip, did not originate on Dutch soil. The vibrant tulip was really introduced from Turkey in the 16th century, but it has been an important part of Dutch culture ever since. In the 1630s, the Netherlands was gripped by tulip mania, and prices skyrocketed, with bulbs costing as much as homes. This enticed many farmers to turn to flower cultivation, but the economy abruptly failed in 1637, leaving many people impoverished. It wasn't until the final winter of World War II that starving Dutch found tulip bulbs as a food source. The Dutch now celebrate National Tulip Day, the formal start of the tulip season, every third Saturday in January with free flower picking and flower festivals.